bunch of bits. So it's time to put this axle back in. And here's all the stuff, I believe. Upper control arms, lowers, this brace across. I don't know what it's called. Bushings, new bushings for these. I think I've mentioned before that I bought the 80-86 set for the 85, and that you need to save the sleeves, the old sleeves. I think there's one around here. Yeah, these are the older sleeves. That's true. You probably could use them, but they were a little loose, I found. So there's a little bit of wobble in there. So I took the originals, my friend Tim, and I bored those out to 14 millimeters. And now they fit snug as a bug. So that's the plan. It's not to use the originals, but to use those. He was nice enough to let me, or to do it on his lathe. Was it worth it? I don't know. Probably, because I already had them. And the bit was about $14. So, still ahead, but you could buy the original set. You'd probably be close on the math for the money you'd save. What else do we have? New springs from Southwest Speed. Beautiful. And, it's so funny. I bought these things, it seems like so long ago, and they've just been sitting, waiting. New shocks in the back, these KYBs. I have KYB Struts for the front as well. I think I got these on Rock Auto. And that's it. So I got to put all these together and try to get that axle. Let's see. This beautiful new black axle back in the car. So that'll be an adventure. So the plan to get this axle back in, and I don't know if this is the right way to do this, but I'm going to try because I think it makes sense, is to get these control arms in the lowers, so those are in on all 4 points, and then get the uppers here. Oh, nice effect through the bushing. Into their brackets, put the springs in and the shocks, and just kind of jack it into place and just pull everything together. So that's the plan. We'll see if it works. I got the lower control arms mounted. So now I'm just gonna swing it up, put in the uppers, let the springs come into their mounts, and put in these shocks. And I think we should be axle back. All right. Well, that's in place for now. I still have that cross strut to put in, but I don't have the bushing for that one. So that's next, but I believe I'm incredibly happy with that. Remember that panel that was out? Well, it's in. Beautiful? Not. Satisfactory? Yes. I mean, that thing is not going anywhere. All right. So that's done. I'll clean it up, put some primer on there. Here's a good example of the kind of stuff that, you know, it's a little thing, but it's just going to kill the whole afternoon. You know, this dash here, it's all pitted. I mean, I've cleaned this up. I've been sanding this thing several times with 150 and then 250. And then, you know, dressed it up like this for paint prep. So my plan is to, the VIN's here, so I drilled that out and I'll have to rivet that back. But my plan is to prime it, get it black, and then move on to this vinyl, somehow cleaning that up. But in any case, I just thought it was, you know, it's another example of how long all these things take. It's just, it's amazing. For the win. All right, joining you today is a Conehead with my new welding hat. So the strut off the front. Job is to take all this apart, clean it up, paint it. We got to rebuild the calipers and the brakes. Be interesting to see what that piston looks like in there. And coil spring compressors to get this assembly apart. It's kind of a hairy job. I've done one. You know, it's just so much pressure this thing is under when it compresses. It just feels kind of like a bomb. There's like nothing that feels safe about it, but it gets it done. So it is what it is. That's it. So I don't know, maybe I'll do a time lapse of this thing. We'll see what that's like. From the department of things that take a long time. So these are the front strut rods that will run from the control arms up to here, up to this mounting hole. So I got those control arms, by the way. But to use these, this is the old tired out bushings. And these are the new ones, but as you can see, they're a little thicker. So this is the new sleeve, it's the old sleeve. So in order to get this mounting point, let's see if I can do this. You can see how it hits those two holes there. I need to back off this nut that I don't think has moved in 50 years. And it is showing no signs of wanting to move. So I got it to move about, I would say, I don't know, half a turn. And it's just a beast. I mean, I've got all my weight sitting on top of this thing, torquing down on it, and it'll move an eighth of an inch and then stop. And I've been at it for 2 hours, and I haven't even started the other one. So that'll be fun. I got to get it to move back or else they won't line up. So I guess I'll just keep on bouncing on this thing. All right, so take a moment to talk about the front suspension. So the plan is to reuse the existing strut housing, which I cleaned up, and these Ground Control Coilover Conversion solution. So, these basically, and they're adjustable. And they look cool. They're red. So there's several pieces that come together here. There's this existing strut housing. This tube fits over this guy. New coil. These are these 300-pound coils. And then they have a slick little top hat that goes on there. This is a T3 design, and they have these little, see if I can do this without screwing it up. Yeah, there's these little needle bearings in here. So this pivots smoothly because that's going to sit on there like that. And then that assembly sits up there on the car. I got one of these mounted already. So that's what that looks like. So I think that's going to be a pretty good solution. And then it's just a matter of reassembling everything on here. I got the existing control arm in on our new cross member. I got these this new ball joint set. So it's getting there. All right, keep on. Oh yeah. Well, that felt like a rewarding day. I really just wanted to get this in here to get it fit and make sure that this whole concept even worked. And it looks like it does. So I got everything bolted together. It's not really torqued down or anything because there's a bunch of issues. Like the front strut here with the new poly bushings is too far that way because the bushing is thicker than the old one, so it binds the control arm. So I have to work that out or get an adjustable one or something, because moving the nut on the adjuster for here, even though it's threaded further so I could move it back, moving it is impossible, and the manual says it's pinned in place and to not move it, and moving that thing is nearly impossible. I mean, I put all my weight on there with 2 long wrenches and it barely moved. So that's a puzzle. The tie rod's coming off of the rack. On this side they fit, on that side there's only like an inch left. So I mean, I'll have to work that out, and I think I'm gonna have to get some tie rods that are smaller. But the coilovers fit in there, and I got the T3 camber plates on the top for adjustment. So I got all that seated. Bit of an adventure just even building this coilover. This is the first time I did it, so I guess that makes sense. But getting this nut on here was no joke without spinning the strut shaft. Impact driver is your friend there. But it's all in and it fits. So that is awesome. I am pretty stoked. I mean, the idea here is to get these things fit together so that I can get wheels on, well, all four wheels on, and it's a roller, and then I can fit the front panels and the hood and get to a point where this thing is all put together and start really getting the lines done for the body work, and then all that finished work, and then a myriad of other things like building a car by hand. All right, that's all for now.